Hi, I'm Ashley Adamson, and this is going to be a deep dive into talking about leaving Berlin. I think for people who are trans and are interested in traveling abroad or living somewhere else, this video might be helpful for you. I'm going to talk about my experience moving to Berlin 2 years ago, or I moved here 2 years ago, my experience being here for 2 years, and I'm going to talk about the pluses and minuses, and kind of like what my trans experience has been and why I'm leaving, which might be interesting to you as well. So if you like deep dive topics that are unedited, we go with the flow and we kind of go deeper into the topic, and you have this mentality of being able to overcome things in your life, then this is the kind of channel for you. This is the kind of content I create. So let's talk about this, shall we? Why am I leaving Berlin? Well, there's kind of like, where do I start here? Do I just tell you why I'm leaving versus, I guess, like what it was like when I first moved here? I'll just tell you this. I am an adult. I'm 36, and I'm at a stage in my life where I really have to start looking towards the very long term. What am I going to do when I'm 50? What am I going to do when I'm 60? Where do I want to be? I know there's a lot of instability, or what seems like instability, but that doesn't mean that I still can't start planning for that and start organizing my life so that I can be maximally in the best place that I can be. I hate saying maximally. I am an optimizer though, and a slight perfectionist. But I'm looking towards the future. And right now, it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to stay in Berlin. The main three reasons are this: healthcare, taxes, and also like what I plan to do in the future. And these three things seem like they're not going to do really well for me here. First of all, healthcare. This is the big thing, and I think this is the main thing for any trans person, which is that you're entering a different medical system when you go to another country, and Germany has a supportive trans healthcare system on paper. They allow you to get covered for breast surgery by the public healthcare system. You can get a vaginoplasty, but there are still cosmetic things like facial feminization. And also, there's a lot of gatekeeping. There's way more gatekeeping than there is in the United States. And this is probably what has been the most frustrating thing for me, is on paper, they support you. But here's how it works for getting surgery. You have to, when I first moved here, I'm 2.5 years into being a trans woman and taking hormones, and they won't give me hormones here. I need to go see a psychologist before I can get hormones because I need to be verified transgender all over again. Now, assume that you can even get to psychologists, because psychologists, it's public healthcare, so everyone gets healthcare and everyone can see a psychologist, and so everyone sees a psychologist. So you can't even get an appointment with a psychologist because they're all fully booked. And on top of that, because I don't speak German, it means that I have to find an English-speaking psychologist, and also an English-speaking psychologist that is trans-friendly. And think about all the foreigners here. Think about the fact that there's a lot of trans people that need trans-friendly psychologists. It means like you have a limited subset of a pool of potential candidates, and they're all fully booked. I somehow was able to get squeezed in with one psychologist after calling, I think, like 10 or 15 and finding a referral through a doctor, and was able to get identified as transgender officially, and it was just one meeting. But then I needed to get hormones, and they don't give me injection hormones here. I have to actually take a pill or a patch, and I didn't want to do that. So I'm also kind of like off the healthcare system in the sense that I have my injections imported from the Czech Republic. I can't remember, an Eastern country, Romania, Croatia, I'm not sure. But like, that's the thing. So basically, like, the healthcare system that I pay for $1,000, €1,000 a month isn't really supporting me. And if I want to get breast surgery, which I tried, and if I want to get vaginoplasty, which I tried, I need to actually spend a dedicated year with a psychologist here. And I can't even get an appointment because they're all fully booked. So everyone is booked like a year out. And then on top of that, once you get in there, you need to be in psychology for a year or more. And then after that, you have to go on a waiting list. So like to get breast surgery could take me 3 years. I don't know, could take me a year and a half. It's really unclear. And guess what? All your healthcare people that you talk to, they don't speak English, they speak German. So then you kind of have to navigate the fact that people don't fully understand what trans healthcare requirements are. You're in Germany, so there's all this bureaucracy. And then on top of that, there's this unknown timeline and lack of availability, and you're kind of blocked by all these things. So suffice to say, I've made no progress in getting healthcare benefits and coverage for being transgender. There are plenty of healthcare benefits to just being a person, like I can get physical therapy, and if I had kids, I'd benefit from the social system of getting covered for having kids and them going to university and stuff. Socialism is great if you have kids. If you don't have kids and you're transgender and they've put all these blockades and stuff, it's not conducive to supporting me. I'm gonna go back to the United States for that. Second of all, why I'm going to go back to the United States is because taxes. It's a socialist country, as well as it's capitalist. But the socialism aspect means I get taxed 60% because there's like a 45% baseline, and then you kind of account for €1,000 a month for healthcare. And then on top of that, the additional payments and things that I need to pay just to be here, it comes out to around 50 to 60%. I haven't done the exact calculations. But when you see that, and then you see that you're also getting taxed on your US income if you have stuff, like I bought some shares in the United States, I get taxed. I bought that with American money, but I get taxed on it here in Germany. And I also have to pay 2 different tax advisors now because I have to navigate the complexity of German taxation and the United States taxation. Now, there's a treaty between Germany and the USA that says no double taxation, but you pay the higher amount of tax. And guess what's in Germany? You pay the higher amount of tax there. So 2 months ago, despite making pretty solid income, my bank account hit zero almost. I think like I had only a few €100 because I had to pay the taxes on the income that I made off of the shares that I sold last year to pay for my facial feminization and my breast surgery. So all my money just gone. And I think to myself, okay, so I paid Germany about 60% tax. They take all my money that I made in America when I use it for healthcare that I can't get here in Germany. They're blocking me on all the things that I want to do. It's in a different language that I haven't learned. Why am I here? I mean, Berlin's a really cool city. The lifestyle is really fun. I think I've grown in a lot of ways. I've had a lot of sex. I've had a lot of sex with a lot of hot guys, and that's been really cool. And I'm at a point in my life, I'm 36, like I don't have infinite years to look young. I don't have that long to just look this good, baby. But like I want to experience life as a woman. I'm 3.5 years, almost 4 years into my transition. I want to experience the prime time of my life, and this is the best place to do it. There's many hot, beautiful guys that will date a trans woman, and there's clubbing and there's partying, and yes, it's COVID and all that, but there was a solid point there where you could go dancing if you got tested, and it's free testing and stuff. And so I think I've learned a lot about myself. I've had a lot of fun, the lifestyle of just being able to go out and walk and party in the park, and then a party in another park, and just call friends in the spur of the moment. What are you doing? And you ride on the bike and you go. Like everything is bikeable in Berlin, and the parties and the liveness of the city. It's very much like Burning Man. If you've been to Burning Man, it's kind of like serendipity. Like, have you ever had those moments where you run into someone or something happens coincidentally, and then suddenly you connect with someone? That's here all the time. Even with COVID, it's still pretty solid. And I feel like I've lived here for 2 years. I feel like I've lived 3 or 4 years of life versus what I got back in the United States. But because in the United States, it's like you have to have a car, you have to schedule a lot, and you can't really be as spontaneous, and there aren't so many third spaces that you can just go hang out at. Here in a city like in European cities, there's all these places that people go hang out at. Like people actually just go to chill at a cafe, they just go to chill at a bar, and there's just many places you can be. But I am behind on the money that I've been able to save. I've been able to save almost nothing. And if I look on my spreadsheet, so to speak, of my income, 2 years of work here is the equivalent of probably 1.3, 1.4 years of working in the United States. That's not a big difference when you're thinking 2 years versus 1.3, 1.4 years. But when you do this over a longer period of time, it really adds up. If I work here for 10 years, it's sort of like, in America, it's almost like working for almost half that amount of time. So long term, I'm gonna need to go back to the United States. The third reason is because all of my work, like you, most of you are in the United States. My audience, the people that are my Patreon supporters, the people that buy my book or buy my meditation series, most of you are in the United States. So I pay tax on that here, and I have to work within the German system, but all of my business is mostly in the United States. So I should go back to the United States and work within that system. It'll be far more efficient. I also have friends and family back in the United States. So that's why I'm moving back to Berlin. I'm leaving. I'm going. This is it. If you have questions about moving to Germany or just questions in general of how to get into a foreign country or what to prepare for, feel free to reach out and ask some questions. I'll see if I can answer them. As always, this video is supported by my patrons. If you would like to support me in making these videos, I make three a week and I really try to help you. Please reach out, buy me a cup of tea, support me, please. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe and like this video and tell the algorithm to share it with other people. I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.